What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford comments on why Tim Tszyu lost to Bahram Murtazaliev. Right? And this is what he had to say. He said, Tim thought he had an easy one. Took this dude lightly and was worried about other fighters, wrote Terence Crawford. He also went to say, he said, I thought Tim would be the guy moving to his left, circling and using his range. I know you see a reach difference or a disadvantage for Tim, but it doesn't matter. I've out-jabbed everyone that I've been in the ring with. Everyone that I've been in the ring with has been taller and longer than me. It can be done. I thought he was going to do that, but he didn't. I think that's what happened. They came out with a different style than what the Tszyu camp expected. And I think it just started to unravel from there. You know what concerned me? I thought Tim was a little bit more, I thought Tim was a little bit arrogant early on. I don't think he earned the right to dominate in this fight, says Porter. Okay. And let me counterpunch. Tim just didn't know. Sometimes the team gets it wrong. Sometimes the fighter doesn't discern or prepare really and honestly for that guy. You know, they underprepared, and that happens. Underpreparing for a fighter is totally due to underestimating the fighter. Underestimation equals under preparation. That's what that means. And looking at that whole ordeal, okay, Tim, I think the power bothered him. You know, people talk about where he was going to move, which is, you know, he should have moved to his left, but understand, Tim did not know what type of power this man had until he tasted it. And unfortunately, it was too late. Okay, it was too late for Tim, because by the time Tim realized this guy is one dangerous mofo, it was already to the flow. He had to go. Bars. Seriously, I mean, he just did not know what happened, but it was the power. It reminds me of Marco Antonio Barrera taking on Manny Pacquiao back in the day at featherweight. When Pacquiao moved from 122 to 126, and he fought Marco Antonio Barrera, the legend, the guy that has been crowned the king or the new king of that division after finally settling his saga with Eric El Terrible Morales, right? Okay, then he fights Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao shows him power that he's never seen at that weight class. You know what I mean? And it was just, that's what time it was. And people talk about, oh, he was bigger, underestimation. Bro, if someone hits harder than you think they're going to hit, how do you really prepare for that if those punches are hurting you? You get the hell out of the way. You try to box that guy. You try to go to your left like Terence Crawford does. But you cannot trade with him, and I think that what was Tszyu'S problem. And he did that only because he did not know. He was ignorant to the punching power that Murtazaliev landed and threw. He did not know. Okay, he really did not know what was coming at him until he got hit with it. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. Mike Tyson. Okay, this was another example of that. And Murtazaliev is a guy that was a dark horse. He reminds me, he looks like Artur, but in retrospect, he reminds me of Caballero, because this guy may come in and do someone else like that. You know who I want him to see? I want him to see Sebastian Fundora. Fundora, it was there for Tim Tszyu because he beat Tim Tszyu, and it's always those fighters that look for rematches for a higher purchase and a higher purse to try to come back in there and repeat, but they get upset. So then all of a sudden you see them kind of crawfish back, right? Because they're not ready for what they thought or was not, or the fighter they weren't looking for. And I doubt Sebastian was looking to see Murtazaliev, right? He was looking to see Tim Tszyu in a rematch because he was trying to get some of those greenbacks yet again, but more this time. You know what I mean? So I would like the sway of things to go towards the winner of this saga, which was Murtazaliev. Murtazaliev deserves the advance. He deserves to move forward. And let's see what Al Heyman and the PBC are going to do with this recently known savage. But you guys tell me what you think of Terence Crawford and his thoughts on Tszyu'S. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunched. You know what? Let me do this. I have to say this about Terence Crawford. He thought he was going to do this and that. And I think that's what separates a great fighter from a good one. Okay, because Terence said, I thought he was going to do this. I thought he was going to do that. Well, Terence would have done that. Terence wouldn't have allowed this fighter to get those shots off like he did, based on the advantages that the fighter had. Tszyu'S just doesn't have those type of skills like Terence Crawford. But anyway, you guys please subscribe. And you guys, once again, been Counterpunch. Peace!